Hello. Just sharing some strategies this week to help you get through that holiday gathering. We're all going to be at holiday tables, potentially sitting with relatives or friends of relatives or acquaintances that might say some things that we need to not be traumatized by. So I'm sharing some things this week that can help you get through a situation, and we're going to do a grounding exercise today. It's a very simple one. I didn't make it up. It's very common. You can look it up also online to get more instructions. But the basics of it is it's called a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're using our senses, right? Our five senses that when we tune into those five senses, it brings us back to the present moment. And being in the present moment is what helps us calm our nervous system and tell our body that we are safe. Okay? So the first thing is five things that you hear. So while you're sitting at that table, right, you're sitting with Aunt Edna starts saying racist things down the table, and it's not a good time to tell her she's an asshole. So what you're going to do instead is just bring yourself back to the present moment, and you're going to listen for five things you hear. Now, we're not going to listen to Aunt Edna's words. We're going to listen for the clink of silverware. We're going to listen for people spooning out potato salad, right? We're going to listen for the timbre and tone of Aunt Edna's voice, potentially, right? But not the words that she's saying. The sound of a fan, right? And every time you hear something, right, you're just going to like say that word out loud inside of your head, right? So like form the word potato salad, right? Form the word ceiling fan. That just helps clear up a little space in there. The next thing you're going to do is four things you see, right? And similarly, right, we're not going to have a story about the things we're going to see, right? We're just going to think, wine glass, right? Light, kitchen light, right? Four things that you can see around you. And then three things that you can feel. And this can be things that you like reach out around you and you touch them. You feel the texture or you feel what they feel like, or it can be a feeling that you're experiencing, right? So it could be like the temperature of the room. It could be like the feeling of your shirt on your body, right? It could be a feeling that the feeling of the seat underneath you holding you up, or if you've got your feet on the floor, sometimes you can like put a little pressure down, right? And like just feel the floor underneath you, right? So three things you feel, same thing, form the words inside your mind, right? Feet on the floor. The next one is two things you can smell. Holidays are hopefully pretty good for like smelling turkey, right? Maybe there's some pine needles, right? Maybe there's a Christmas tree that smells really nice. Right. So smell. You can also, if you have like a glass of wine or like a coffee or a fruit juice, right? You can actually, you can do a little smell of the drink. Sometimes is nice, right? Or the smell of like maybe something is like garlicky or just like really has a good smell to it, right? A good scent. It's a good time to just like really, and like gravy. Say the word in your head. And then the last one is taste. Now, luckily, holiday dinners can be a good time to actually have something to taste, right? Like maybe there's turkey to taste, maybe there's potatoes to taste, maybe there's some cranberry sauce to taste, and of all different varieties, right? And you can be like, oh, is this a cranberry sauce that is tasty or not, right? But just like experience the taste of whatever the thing is. And this exercise, if you don't have something to taste, right, you can also just like experience what is going on in your mouth, right? So if you're doing this and you're not at like the dinner table, right, you can like take a sip of whatever drink you have or take a bite of food, or you can just be like, oh, like you can just like experience, like maybe you can still taste your toothpaste in your mouth or something from earlier in the day, right? Or maybe coffee, right? A lot of people drink coffee in the morning. Maybe your mouth still kind of like has the taste of coffee. And that's it. That's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck. It's something that is really helpful to ground you in the present moment. Hopefully, it can help you from going off into a trauma response, right? Where you're having a lot of thoughts. I do this, right? I'm the thoughts just like swirling around in your brain. Hopefully, this brings you back to the present moment, brings you back to stillness, brings us back to our senses, and helps you feel a little bit safer. Have a great day.